So today we're joined by Ian from Transport Genie to tell us about what they're doing in the food industry and what they've been doing since they've been here in Tasmania. So thanks Ian for joining us. Please tell us a little bit about what Transport Genie is and how it contributes to making the food industry better than it currently is.
Well, thanks for the opportunity, Maria. I guess Transport Genie has come from the notion that when it comes to animal welfare, there is a lack of understanding about what happens to the animals during the transportation process. There is a large and growing number of consumers around the world who look for good animal welfare when it comes to the animal products that they consume. We know generally what farmers do, we generally know what processors do, but the transport operation in the middle is something that isn't clearly understood. So what Transport Genie has done is develop sensors which can communicate with both the driver of the transport vehicle, but also the owners of the animals and the end users of the animals to inform them about the condition of those animals. So the sensors do things like monitoring temperature, humidity and things like that, so that just as you or I would not like to be in a hot, humid environment when we're travelling, neither do animals. And so it enables the transport trailer to do things like turn on air conditioning, misters, fans and so on to make the animals in a better state when they're travelling.
Yeah, thank you. And a little bit about the technology itself. It kind of fits perfectly in this niche, even though it's a sensor. What are those key elements that make it so good for telling us what's happening in the transportation period?
Okay, so the way it works is that the sensors are actually put in the trailer that the animals are in, and they communicate with a link box which is attached to the trailer as well. That provides information on a Bluetooth low energy basis, so the driver can be informed of what's going on as well as information into the cloud. Because it's Bluetooth low energy, it can actually be transmitted whenever it goes near a communication tower. So it's not relying on things like 5G connectivity where you have to have towers very close together and so on. It's a low energy basis, and it's simply sending a stream of ones and zeros, so it's a digital basis of the information, and that data can be transmitted whenever it's needed and whenever it's possible.
Yeah, perfect. So it works, you've got the product. What has helped in the program to get you to the stage where you're at now?
I think the Startup Bootcamp is great at helping founders understand their product and present it better. So refining and honing the message so that it really does focus on certain areas rather than getting confused by too many messages, and developing the sort of pitch that customers, investors and so on would want to hear. So, what is it that you're trying to do for us? Because sometimes the founders will have great ideas in their heads, but don't necessarily know how to communicate that to their audience. So Startup Bootcamp really hones that particular skill, and we do it over and over so that it really gets developed to a good pitch.
Perfect. So you've got all these different pitches. There's Demo Day also coming up in a couple of weeks. And what's going to happen? What are you guys actually looking for after Demo Day? What's your main focus?
So I guess the product has been proven in many instances. We've got customers around the world who are keen to have trials and to operate the material. What we need is investment which can then be used to scale up production. So if somebody came to us and said, this is lovely, I want it, can I have 100 link boxes and 2,000 sensors? We simply can't provide it at the moment. So the investment money will enable us to get more employees to help support industries here in Australia, as well as to actually increase production, possibly in a local level, to get more sensors and more link boxes made.
Yeah, and when you say possibly increase production at a local level, you mean here in Tasmania?
Yeah, we're interested in talking to Tasmanian businesses which have got capability to do that.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I guess the program has worked and you've enjoyed your time here. I've got one last question for you, Ian, as one of the first employees of Transport Genie and a local Tasmanian. What is your favourite restaurant to eat at here in Tasmania?
There are so many good options when it comes to a whole range of different quality foods on this island. I guess if I wanted to take my lovely wife to somewhere just for a relaxed, casual lunch, we would go to a cafe in town called M&B, where the coffee is perfect, the service is lovely, the people are friendly, and the food is great.
Like everyone else in Tasmania. Well, thank you very much. All the best with investment and demo day, and we can't wait to get a whole bunch of different audiences there to support you guys and all the other startups in the program.
Thank you, Maria. Great time.